welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a part 2 of Lechuza PONS vs LECA. What is LECA? By definition, LECA is lightweight expanded clay aggregate, aka clay pebbles, aka expanded clay. Some of the characteristic properties of LECA are very similar to PONS. For example, it also uses continuous capillary action to draw up water and to deliver it to the plants. Because clay is also very porous, it's holding onto moisture and releasing it to the plant as needed. I want to make note that PONS is derived from volcanic matter and LECA is derived from clay, which means that you're going to have to supplement your LECA and give it nutrients, otherwise your plants will not thrive. Like PONS, LECA is an inorganic matter, so it's not going to decompose or break down over time, and you can reuse it over again. I have seen some people boil their LECA over an extended period of time. However, I don't do that. I just rinse it under hot water and hope for the best. Now, with that said, transitioning your plants from soil to LECA can sometimes be a real pain. And the reason for that is because your plant is in soil, so it has soil roots. But when you're transitioning it to LECA, the roots are going to have to be water roots, and they look very different from soil roots, I guess. I don't know. It's what I've been told. So over here is my philodendron, and the way that I potted this bad boy up is I filled it up part way with LECA, and then I put the plant in, and this is the section where the roots are, and then I fill the rest with LECA. The reason I did this is because, one, this is in a glass vase, so it needs a water reservoir, which it has to be down here, not touching the roots. If your roots are touching water while it's transitioning, you are 100% going to have root rot. Now, once you start developing fuzzy white water roots, as you can see here, it could be sitting in water and it'll be fine and you won't experience root rot. But while it's transitioning, please, for the love of God, do not let it touch the water because you will experience root rot, and I don't need anybody coming for me. So I would like to mention that LECA's pH level is very neutral. So when you're supplementing nutrients into your LECA, you have to be wary of its pH level. I do believe that even the type of water that you're using is going to shift the pH level. So it's probably best to invest in a pH meter, especially if you're starting out for the first time, or just use distilled water. I have found that when you're using distilled water and you're adding the nutrients to it, my plants aren't freaking out. So, fun tip. A second tip that I would recommend is investing in self-watering planters. And the reason for that is because it takes the guessing out of everything. Like, before I was a pro at using glass vase, I had no idea what I was doing, to be honest with you. And the self-watering planter actually saved my plants. And the reason for that is because if you're not sure of how much water to add, you're gonna have root rot. But when you're using a self-watering planter, it has like the little wicks at the bottom, so it wicks up the water into your container and it's good to go. Also, the self-watering planter has it has these holes on the bottom. So over time, your LECA is going to develop these white crusty bits, which means that it's all of the, I think it's like the nutrients and the calcium built up. So you have to flush your LECA. It's going to be a pain to take this out entirely and rinse it. So hopefully I don't need to do that anytime soon. But when you're using a self-watering planter, it has the little net pots under it, so you can just pull it out and rinse it underneath the sink. Hold on. So this is my self-watering planter and a new baby leaf. And this is what I mean. So it has the wick on the bottom and there's still water in it, and I don't know if I can tilt it, but it has these little holes here. And yeah, you just take it out and just stick it underneath the sink to rinse the LECA. Obviously, the medium in here is not LECA, it's PONS, but same concept. I hope that was helpful and that you've learned something new. Leave me a comment down below if you've tried LECA or PONS and what your experience was with it, and if you've had any plant woes. I'm obviously curious to hear what other people have experienced, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!